Hello. Thank you, Chair. I'll start by thanking the H-SAF team for inviting WMO to be part of this workshop. It's been a great learning experience for me, and I hope from my presentation you also get a bit of an inkling into what the hydrological community expects from the H-SAF team. The topic is WMO's expectations on application of satellite information in hydrology and water resources. WMO, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what WMO does. WMO, among many other things, coordinates global scientific activities in weather, climate, and water resources. It promotes policy of free and unrestricted exchange of data, not only met data, but also hydrological data. Met data sharing comes quite easily to many people, but hydrological data, not so much, because people see hydrological data, not just a data, but hydrological data actually is a resource. If you give a data set of hydrological data to a hydrologist or a water engineer, he knows exactly what he can make out of it, the benefits to the country, and so on and so forth, especially when you are in a shared basin where you need to share the resources. Now, WMO is divided into regions, 6 regions. Region 1, Area 1 is Africa, Asia is region 2, Latin America 3, North and Central 4, and 5 Pacific, and then Europe is 6. Now, WMO's activities revolve around technical commissions. We have the basic commissions and then the application commissions. Actually, the activity in space technology in WMO falls within the ambit of the Commission on Basic Systems and Hydrology within the Commission for Hydrology and Water Resources. There are other commissions as well, and we all complement each other. Now, the role of WMO in hydrology and water resources derives from the convention of WMO, which clearly states that to promote activities in operational hydrology and close cooperation between MET and hydrological services. And through that, we have the Hydrology and Water Resources Program. The Hydrology and Water Resources Program concentrates on promoting worldwide cooperation, evaluation of water resources, development of hydrological networks, and then we are concerned with the assessment of quantity and quality of water resources, both the quantity and quality of water resources, and standardization in all aspects of hydrological operations. Now, within the Hydrology and Water Resources Program, we have a program on basic systems in hydrology, of which I'm the chief, and one of the major activities there is HEPEX. I will tell you a bit about HEPEX in the next slide. We have a program on the hydrological forecasting, applications, capacity building, and water-related issues. Now, what is HEPEX? HEPEX is a program to improve the capacity of the services to collect hydrological data. The capacity building in there is not only human capacity, but institutional capacity and operational capacity to collect data. And I'm just highlighting HEPEX because it is a potential user, a group, a captured audience, I would say, of potential users of H-SAF data and products. HEPEX also is covered all over the globe, from Pacific. Most of it is in developing countries in Africa, Med, and then in the Caribbean. And of late, we are doing an Arctic HEPEX, bringing all the Arctic regions, countries in the Arctic region to participate. Again, it emphasizes capacity building, collection, and free exchange of data. Now, in the flood forecasting applications, we sum up all the activities into what we call integrated flood management. And here, the objectives are to minimize loss of life, optimize effective use of floodplains, sustainable development, environmental preservation. There is this idea that floods are all bad, but no, there are positive aspects of flood. And this is what the integrated flood management aims to bring out. At the end of the day, we want to have a net sum gain, more benefits over the losses. And it's guided by principles such as the river basin is the management unit. We talk about risk management, and we are applying or employing a mix of both structural and non-structural measures to manage floods, multi-hazard approach, and building societal resilience. If you prepare the society how to cope with floods, they will cope, but you need to prepare them for it. Now, apart from floods, we also have a program in drought management, and this we do in collaboration with Global Water Partnership, and we call it Integrated Drought Management Program, IDMP. Again, the drought management program seeks to have a better scientific understanding of drought, improve knowledge base, capacity for drought risk assessment, monitoring, prediction, and early warning. And here, the presentation by Oscar yesterday, I look forward to having some of these inputs into this activity of the WMO. Then through policy planning for drought preparedness and drought risk reduction and response. The thing about drought, it occurs, and it's very difficult to recover from droughts. It's easier to recover from floods than droughts, because drought is so insipid and long-lasting. So it can affect the economy of a country so badly that it takes a long time to recover from it. So disaster risk reduction and response is an important part of the IDMP. Now, for the moment, the program is developing some tools and guidelines. Already developed is the National Drought Management Policy Guidelines. We develop guidelines for countries to be able to do their drought management policies. And then the next one is the early warning system and drought indicators. This is also envisaged. We also have a quality management framework where the emphasis is on standardization of operations in the services, including equipment calibration, procedures for data processing, data formats, safety considerations. And here, this is targeted at the National Hydrological Services and National Meteorological and Hydrological Service, where it is a combined service. This is the target group for the quality management framework. Then I only emphasize on two documents that we produce. We have the technical regulations, and then the guides to hydrological practices. It is this the basic, but there are more guidelines that we guideline the materials we produce to assist the services. Now, the technical regulations sets out the standards for hydrological practices which the National Hydrological Services should use. Basically, this is what the technical regulations do, and we are now engaging with ISO to make some of these guidelines have a worldwide acceptability. And then the guide describes the methods that we need to implement the recommended practices and standards. We have a capacity building team. Here we look at the individual, institutional, and the creating enabling environment, such as legislation, giving the services the appropriate mandates to operate as national hydrological services. And we use a suite of interventions to achieve a behavior change, improve service delivery, and general improvement in the performance in the water sector. This is what the capacity building activity is aimed at doing. Again, we are not in isolation. We interact with a whole lot of international institutions, organizations, both in the UN and others, regional groups, and so on and so forth. I think somewhere in here, I mean all that, but somewhere in here, I think we should have H-SAF, don't you think so? Well, it will come by itself. Now, let me talk a bit about WMO Space Programme. WMO has a space program. It has four main components: integrated space-based observing systems, availability and use of satellite data and products, information and training, and then space weather coordination. I've highlighted the availability and use of data and the information and training because this is where I think the hydrological community will benefit immensely from. Now, the availability of satellite data used currently within the WMO program has more focus on meteorology. And the applications for hydrology, as we know, and as has been demonstrated in this workshop, mainly provision of precipitation, soil moisture, and snow data, and hydrological validation. You can see that all these things interface very well to improve hydrological modeling. Now, information and training. Within WMO, they have the virtual laboratory for training and education in satellite meteorology and environmental applications, not hydrology, right? So, and it also, the information bit also ensures that websites and portals provide guidance on the availability and stability of the data. This is one area where we need to have training, more training for hydrologists, and guidance on availability of data and products for application. In fact, there's no doubt that the information is out there, but people need to be guided to it, and and the way trained on how to use it. For now, there's very limited application of satellite data in some WMO programs related to hydrology and water resources. For instance, we have the flash flood guidance system, which is implemented in sub-regions. For instance, we have the Southern Africa region flash flood guidance system. And more of these flash flood guidance systems are being implemented all over the world. We do this in collaboration with HRC, the Hydrological Research Center in San Diego, with funding support from USAID. We also have some use of satellite data in the severe weather forecasting demonstration projects, also in the regions. Now, what are the needs of the hydrological community? Well, this is what I would like to bring to you for your attention and noting. Now, in addition to improved hydrological modeling, the needs of the hydrological community include high-resolution satellite data and products. Because we use the basin as our planning unit and the unit of all activities, the scale in there requires that we make use of high-resolution data. Now, satellite altimetry data with very high resolution is also what we need very much. And it is a key for the hydrological community, because if we have the right resolution, especially the vertical resolution and accuracy in satellite altimetry, it can completely transform how hydrological monitoring is done, especially in remote areas, data sparse areas, and in ungauged catchments. Once we have that high resolution altimetry data, once you are able to rate the station, have a rating curve, a campaign, focused campaign to rate it, you can always pick the discharges from there and the water resources implications, right? So satellite altimetry, high resolution data, if we get it right at the appropriate scale, will be a transformation for the hydrological community. In flood management, of course, mapping of water bodies is well known. flood inundated areas, and floodplain delineation, especially when you combine it with digital elevation models, which are also available from the satellite data. We can do this very quickly. Of course, location of aquifers and their extent, if possible. Recently, there's been a large aquifer identified in Kenya, Turkana, from satellite data. These are sort of things that we need. Land use changes and their impact on water quality. Satellite data can help us a lot. And then integrated water resources management, including transboundary water resources management. In shared basins, water sharing can become a conflict. So satellite monitoring data can help in this management of water resources in shared basins. Now, we are also exposed to satellite data from other sources, that is the hydrological community. Others come to us and expose other sources of data to us. Now, this is the array of satellites that we have been made aware of. You know better than I do about these things. And then improve or promote the use of satellite data rather than leaving it for people to go out there to discover. When it's made part of the Commission of Hydrology's activities, planned activities, I think it will get more attention. And the next commission session is actually next year, November. Ruby was at the 13th session to make a presentation to us on applications of satellite data. I do remember that. So probably having gotten some ideas about what the hydrological community expects or needs, probably a presentation to address some of these needs to that commission session would be helpful. We'll keep it in mind, and maybe we extend an invitation to H-SAF for to participate in this commission next November 2015.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have to So our next talk continues the accumulations of H-SAF products, no covers, no water filling, no moisture, the conceptual base for runoff model. This is not who unfortunately couldn't come and apologize. It's Rodolfo Alvarado Montero.
Yeah. Close enough.
So thank you very much, and thank you very much for taking up the slot and giving us this presentation.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for the invitation. I'm doing this presentation, as Florian said,